Hello and welcome to my Flosstube channel, Catherine Stitches. I'm Catherine and this is my channel about cross stitch. It is Tuesday the 16th of September, so it's been 2 weeks since my last video, and I thought to myself, you know what, Tuesday might be a better day to film because I can do it on my lunch. I know I'm always going to be working from home on it, well, the majority of Tuesdays. Yeah, Saturday, just there's probably going to be quite a lot coming up. I seem to be quite busy coming into the autumn winter time. So this is Flosstube number 33. So yes, as I say, 2 weeks progress. I seem to have worked on everything in the last 3 weeks or 2 weeks. 15 projects, 3 restarts and 12 whips. So yes, sorry, excuse me. We'll start with the restarts. So obviously anyone who's followed me along for a while knows that I'm really loving 32 count. I'm loving one stranded stitching, and I don't think that's going to change now. I think that's going to be me. So I had a couple of projects that I thought, you know what, I don't want to work on these because of the fabric. I think, yeah, I'll go through what they were previously. So the first one, so I started this relatively recently and now I have restarted it. This is Chroma. So this is artwork by Margaret charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, done on 32 count easy count Murano 1/110 using CXC. And this is where I got to. So this got a total of 3 stitchy sessions, and I added 4,397 stitches, and this is at 1.58%, and I am much happier. Yeah, it's just feels lovely. It really looks lovely. Yeah, this is just regular colours, regular size. There is no other sizes at the minute because it's quite new. And that's my little needle minder from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, because I said in my last video that I don't really use my needle minders and I always forget to, so that's going to be my thing now, is to try and use more of my needle minders. So the next one, I know this is going to be a bit of a controversial one. Maybe not controversial is maybe the wrong word, but this is Eddie Munson. I restarted him. So he was previously on an 18 count Ada, 2/1 full cross using CXC, and I picked him up the week I was sick actually, and I looked at it and I thought, this is not enjoyable. So this is where I was on him. It just was so bulky, and I know he looks great, but I just was not enjoying working on this. I did switch to like 4/110, and it just was too bulky, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna switch to 32 count. So I did. I had a small piece. It's a tiny piece of fabric, so I don't know whether you'll be able to see. So this is Eddie Munson, artwork by Shrike, charted by Thread Geeks. Restarted on 32 count easy count Murano 1/110. Oh yeah, you can't even see that, but this is going to be the size. Yeah, so look, you can't even see what I've done there. It's all very light stitching. I'm trying to colour complete. So basically his face is here. I think he's like doing something like that with his hands. So that's that. I colour completed up until about here, and then that was, yeah, there was a few that was literally on the where that you can see there where the nudge was, so I couldn't go any further down. So I think I've got 2 colours nearly completed on this already. So he got a total of 1,682 stitches, now that you can see that, for 3.22%. So yeah, just to give you an idea of the size difference, you can probably actually, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to show this. So look, this is the little piece of fabric and this is 18 count. So yeah, a very big difference. So that's Eddie, and I'm much happier. It's just the 2 strands is just too bulky, and it was looking really messy, and yeah, I just was not. I don't think I was gonna pick it up and be happy with it. Yep, so that's him. Then the next one is the Christmas shop. So again, I had started this, I think at the end of November last year. This is by artwork by Trower, charted by Charting Creations, and I restarted this on 32 count easy count Murano, 1/110 using CXC. I had previously started it on a 25 count, 2/110, and I started in the middle, and I just was not happy. It was so thick. There was so many different colours going everywhere, and obviously a Christmas tree, well, any tree we know as stitchers is going to be quite confetti heavy, and that was just not adding to, you know, it was so hard to get the needle through, and it wasn't going to get any better, that's for sure. And it's a very colourful chart, and I didn't, like, it's a biggie. I think that this one is, sorry, I'm just looking. Yes, this is 850 by 604. So this is like 513,000 stitches. So yeah, I think I had about 5,000 stitches put into it. So I restarted it, and I started on down in the bottom left for a little change. I've only worked on this for 2 stitchy sessions for 316 stitches, but I'm much happier. I never ever start down here, but the top left was like the ceiling, and I wasn't overly enthused about doing that, so this seemed like the logic. I think this has got like gifts and things at the bottom, so quite fun. So yeah, much happier with that. Tilly and Bobby are in here today, so that's why I'm keeping my projects up here. So onto the whips now. I've got them all piled up here. When I was going through this, I was looking at the projects I've got on my laptop, and I was counting up the projects I gathered together, and I could not, it was like I was missing one. So it'll be interesting to see whether my counting is right. And I was like, how am I getting this so wrong? But anyhow, we will just go through it. So the first one, I'll take that off, is Kirin and Bakeneko. This is artwork by Jasmine Becket-Griffith, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is done in 32 count easy count Murano, 1/110 using CXC, and this is where I got to. So this has had 2 stitchy sessions for 1,032 stitches, and this is at 3.33%. And as I said the last time, I'm really enjoying all these browns and dark greens, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. Like, I think it looks really lovely. Like, that looks like a beam of sunlight coming down through like the forest, I'm presuming. And sorry about these, it was just, there's a few colours that go quite far away, and outside this, I don't know whether I'm gonna just put them in the back and end them rather than going way across. So this is this one. The next one is Merry Mushroom Cottage. This is artwork by Aimee Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is done on a 28 count easy count Brittany, 2/110 using CXC. And I was really enjoying this one, but it's 2/110. And I don't think I'm going to continue to stitch on this. I think I'm going to restart this because it's so thick, and I don't think changing it to 1/1/10, it's going to be quite obvious because it's quite thick. And it's one label, CXC, from Abbey at Cross and Craft, so it's thinner than the 2 label. So anyway, started this one for Nene's birthday back in January, and this has had 3 stitchy sessions, and I added 1,149 stitches, so just mostly all the black, and the black's fine, but see, when I'm starting to get into here, it's, yeah, I don't know. It looks amazing. I definitely want to stitch this regardless of what I do. It's at 3.54%, but looking at those stitches, they just look so bulky to me now. I don't know. I really, really don't know what I'm going to do about this one. I just love it. I really like all the dark stitching. I'm really happy with it in terms of the chart, but it's my fabric choice that I'm not happy with. And it is quite a huge chart. What is this one? Like, this is 800 by, no it's not, it's 700 by 499. It's 349,000 stitches. So it's not small. So I think, like, doesn't that just look, oh, the shading in that is incredible. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do about that one. I don't know if you heard that. That's Tilly making noises. Okay, the next one is Dragon Artist. This is artwork by Nene Thomas, charted by Paine Crafts. I'm doing this on 32 count easy count Murano, 1/110 using CXC, and this had just 1 stitchy session. And it got 1,112 stitches, and it's at 0.51%. Yeah, Dawn Marie is also stitching this one. She's got a lot more done than me. But yeah, just you can sort of start to see the beginning of his scales there. And yeah, as Dawn Marie says, there's like 1,000,001 colours in this. It's not just like black and grey. There's loads of different colours. There's purples and everything that you wouldn't really expect there to be. Pain-free craft charts, they're brilliant, but they are a little bit very confetti heavy. That's one thing I would say. It's very difficult to get block stitching in them, and sometimes you want that, sometimes you don't. So yeah, I think I started working on that and realised I don't really want to do just stitches everywhere. Yeah, so the next one is Disney Princesses. I just actually worked on this before I started work. I didn't put very much into it. So this has had, this is Disney Princesses by Ananterra cross stitch on Etsy. This is 25 count, easy count Lugana, 2/110 using all the cottons. And this had 2 stitchy sessions for 334 stitches. So I can't remember exactly, but I know I worked up in here today, did some of the black. Lindsi from Blushing Pink Stitches is doing a very similar one, as is, I think, Leann from Small Town Stitches. Leann, you're doing the same one. And Sarah, Mrs. C Stitches, I'm not too sure whether you're doing this one or not, I can't remember. But again, it's a huge chart. I mean, hopefully you can see that. Huge. And already, I'm like, not, like the stitches I did today looked so messy this morning that I was like, I'm not stitching that anymore today. They just look so messy, so bulky. And I know that I did my Wednesday 25 count 2/110, but there was a lot of like some of the sections were fine, like there wasn't that many colours. Yes, some of the sections like the stained glass where there was the colours, that was quite bulky, but I think at that stage I wasn't really fully doing a lot on 32 count, so yeah, it's the story of my life right now. Okay, next is Cozy Winter Picnic, and this is artwork by Rose Can, charted by Paine Free Crafts. This is done on 32 count, easy count Murano, 1 over with 10 using CXC, and this had 2 stitchy sessions, and I added 1,316 stitches and it's at 1.41%. So you can start to see the curtain coming in there. And yeah, I'm just picking a colour, stitching it out now. This is using CXC. I've got this one kitted up. This is one label CXC, so it is slightly thinner than the 2 label. But I mean, it still looks brilliant. Doesn't look like it's definitely enough coverage for me. But again, like, look at all those colours. I was stitching this by page, and there is a very slight sort of page line there, so yeah, maybe when it's finished, whenever that will be, and it's washed, it'll be fine. Okay, next one is Satura. Another Margaret Morales. I seem to be loving her artwork, but I'm starting to see a lot of her artwork on Flosstube. So this is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, 32 count easy count Murano, 1 over 110 using CX. And yeah, this only got 1 stitchy session, and I put in 577 stitches for for 4.14%. Yeah. Again, I don't know whether there is going to be a page line there, but there probably will be, but it's not as obvious as 2 over 1/10 page lines. Yeah, it is easy enough to get some block in this, but it's still a bit tricky. But I love it. I love those little like twinkly stars. Like they're so effective. And yeah, this is just, yeah. There's another Margaret Morales that I really want to get as well at some stage. It's like a more Japanese style one. Okay. I think I did say I was going to start this or stitch on this. Maybe? Did I? Oh, I can't remember now. Anyhow, this is Cozy Christmas Stocking. This is by Kooler Design Studio, and the design is by Sandy Orton. This is done on a 14 count Ada, 2 over 1 full cross using CXC. This is one of my very first projects. And I just put, for 2 stitchy sessions, I put 352 stitches into it, and I worked on the chair. So the arm of the chair, I brought this all down. Yeah, I think I said to myself, okay, I might just do some back stitch as I go, but I don't think I am. I think I'm going to just do all the stitching, and it is lovely stitching. It is really, really nice, and it goes quite quick, but I run out of thread quite quickly because it's 14 count. But yeah, look at this little guy. I can't wait for him to become a little bit more obvious. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to get this done for Christmas. But who knows? I think I'll put some work on it today. But because this isn't, it's full coverage in parts, this is coming down to the foot. You have to be very careful about where you carry, and yeah, that there is some sections that aren't full coverage. So I'm quite conscious of that, and there is a blend in it, and I really do not like blends. Yeah, so I'm very, yeah, sometimes try to skip past the blends, but then you don't want to leave huge gaps. Well, I don't want to leave huge gaps and have to come back, and there's always a drama. Okay, next one is Cheeky. Oh, I do love this one. However, I regret starting in the middle. I know I probably could work up to the top corner. The top corner's all The top left is all 310. But I don't know whether I would actually just enjoy that. It's really hard. The stitches, I was watching, oh sorry, I forget your channel name. Caro Kirsch, sorry, my pronunciation's really terrible. And she has just started a snow leopard, and she was showing that there's confetti everywhere, and this is a little bit the same. She has done a couple of things. She's done park and she's done diagonal. For mine, because I started in the middle, I'm kind of just stitching wherever, and it's a little bit hard to see, to get into a rhythm with it, because you know, you're not really seeing like progress emerge like you are if you start up in the top left. But anyhow, this is cheeky. This is artwork by Claudia McKinny. I've got a few of her other charts. I'd like to start from Thread Geeks. This is charted by Charting Creations, 32 count Murano 1/110. It's got 3 stitchy sessions for 1,387 stitches, and I hope I remembered to take a photograph of the before. If not, I do apologise. This is at 0.27%. So you can see it is quite, you know, like, I know those colours all look quite samey, but I'm trying to sort of pick a symbol in here and try to at least fill it out. But it's difficult. And my little cat needle minder, because it is a cat, of course. So this one I feel like is quite slow going. Yeah, and then you don't want to go too far, because then I've got the edge of the nerd, and you know, like, I'd love to be able to colour complete, but it's impossible because the stitches are literally like, boom. Someone's just throwing colour at the chart, so it is pretty much impossible, and I don't really want to have to like move my nerd every time. I don't know whether that would motivate me if I colour complete. I don't know. Okay. Excuse me. Next one is, I'm just going to take a wee drink because my throat's a wee bit dry. Yeah, this is Museum Shelf. This is artwork by Aimee Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is Max Colours, and this is so slow going. I'm doing it 32 count easy count Murano 1/110 using CXC. Do I regret doing Max Colours? Yes. Will I stop it? No, I'll continue with it. So I've got 2 stitchy sessions for 330 stitches, and this is at 2.28%, but that actually percentage, forget I said that, because I'm not doing the outside gold frame. So I kind of worked up in here and then just stitched this the thread wherever it went. It's just so difficult to get some. Again, this is probably quite hard to get into a bit of a rhythm with. Kim Hollenbeck and Heather the Confetti Stitcher are both working on this one. I think there's a couple of other people as well, but I do forget. I do really like it. I mean, I think for me, I think I've said this before, is when I see a bit of progress, so maybe when I get this first frame filled in and maybe a bit of this span, I'll be more encouraged to work on it. But at the minute, because it's sort of a bit here, a bit there, it is a bit tricky, but I will persevere. I'm not going to restart that. I'm not going to buy the regular size. I'm going to keep on with it, because I think for me, that Max Colours just had the right amount of detail, so I will keep on with it. We're getting there. So Halloween Quaker is the next one. Obviously we are coming up to spooky season, so I really wanted to pull this out. So this is Halloween Quaker by Leela Studios. This is done on 28 count evenly from Coffee Craft Fabrics. She doesn't name her fabrics. 1/1 full cross using DMC and the over dyes, and this got 2 stitchy sessions, and I'm sorry, I do have a hanging thread, and I put in 543 stitches, so finished off this motif I think, yeah, I did this and then I started on this. I can't wait to start on the colours, so, but I'm wanting to get some of these top motifs done first, and then I can work on those. So yeah, it's just a really nice, I don't know, it's nice that you're not having to change colours a lot, but again, I'm kind of conscious that because this isn't full coverage, even when I like travel a little bit, you know, between these, I'm like, oh, is that going to be seen? But I mean, no, it won't. I love this fabric. It's so nice to stitch on. Yeah, so the witch's hat is about here, so I'm really, really excited to start on that. And look at this little guy. Isn't he so cute? So yeah, the colours on this are really nice actually. I have never stitched, this was my first project that I started with overdyes, and I really love them. So classic colour works. I'm sorry, I can't speak. What great autumnal colours they are. And then the DMC 310 for that one as well. So yep, and a little Wednesday needle winder. On Wednesdays we wear black. So yeah, I am being good with using them. And then the last one, is Mini Princess. So yes, I must have had a brain fart because all my projects are here, so I mustn't have counted properly. I think maybe what I did was, yeah, I actually miscounted on my sheet here, so I've actually worked on a total of 11 whips and 3 new starts, so it's actually 14 projects. So I was right the whole time. I was thinking, am I going insane? So this is Mini Princesses. I haven't picked this up in a while, but I really want to get this finished. This is for my cousin and slash niece. My cousin is 30 in November, so I really want to get this finished. So this, I worked on this morning and last night. No, yeah, I did. I put in like 10 stitches to finish Rapunzel. This is by Stitch Area on Etsy, done on 16 count 802 over one full cross using CXC, and this got 612 stitches. So I finished Rapunzel. I started on the hair of, who is that? It's not Belle. I can't remember, but Belle will be here. And I can't remember who this is. Maybe Cinderella? But yeah, I love it. So yeah, I'm going to frame this myself and hopefully we'll give this to her. I think because this is on 16 count, I was working on this last night in the living room and I didn't need, you know, my light or anything. I was just able to stitch away. So the hair's done. Well, this colour of the hair, I think this is 725, and then there's another little bit of hair. So yeah, that's in my Canny Little Fox project folder, which is great. And that is all my stitching. That seems like quite a lot, doesn't it? For the past 2 weeks, I put in a total of 15,339 stitches, which is really, really good. I'm really pleased with that. So haul, I've just got, there's a couple of things I've ordered that haven't arrived yet, so we'll talk about those when they do arrive. Very small things. But my 2 charts that I've got, I purchased Soul for Spirits. This is artwork by Jasmine Becket-Griffith and charted by Unconventional X Stitch. As soon as I seen her, I was like, yes, have to do that. And I have a piece of 32 count to start her on, so I will be starting that soon. And then Joy, Captain Stitchy Bug here on Flosstube, she's opened up an Etsy store called Captain Stitchy Bug. I will link it below. And she very kindly gifted me one of her full coverage patterns. She's got lots of really great full coverage patterns on there. And everyone knows that I'm going through a bit of a like a Japanese geisha, all that sort of thing. And she gifted me one called Japanese Geisha, and I'll obviously put a photograph in, but it is amazing. And Joy, thank you so much. I will be starting that. I don't know when, but I will be starting it because I think she'll be perfect in here, somewhere. I think maybe behind my desk. Yeah, so not very much to talk about, just that on my last video I do have my giveaway for my 1 year on Flosstube, so if you want to enter that, go back to my last video and enter that. I will keep that running, as I say, until my next video in 2 weeks time. I finished the socks for my mother-in-law and I gave her those. I think I filmed on the Tuesday of that week, and I think I finished them on the Friday. I gave her to them on the Saturday and she was really happy with them. And then I started a pair for myself. So I ordered this yarn, Rico Designs Bamboo Rainbow. This is in the shade Party, I think. And I've got the leg, the heel. I've got all the decreases done. So now I'm just working on like the foot to get the foot length, and then I will do the toe. So yeah, I'm really happy with how those are going. I really like that. And then, so talking about socks, I actually stumbled across this Instagram page, and they were doing a Nevermore, what is it called? Nevermore mystery hand dyed sock box. And the company is called Gamer Crafting Yarns. They were doing a Wednesday themed one and an Enid themed one, and of course I had to get the Wednesday one. So I cannot wait to get that. I'll hopefully get that in the next like 1 to 2 weeks. She said the end of September. And oh, I can't wait to knit socks in a Wednesday theme. I am so excited. So that's my new thing, is like I want to knit all the socks now. And it's, as I said the last time, it's really nice to do in the evening time when I don't really want to bring everything downstairs. So yeah. Apart from that, I'm feeling a lot better. It seems to have taken me quite a long time to feel back to myself. I haven't ran in like nearly a month, but I'll get back to it. Yeah, we went away for the weekend, just to a little coast town about 2 hours away from us, and it was lovely, but it rained and rained and rained and rained, and we got absolutely saturated. I had to do like a full clothing change before we got back on the train, because yeah, I was, well, more my jeans were soaked, and yeah, it wasn't great. So apart from that, yeah, I'm working from home this week. Then we've got a few things on at the weekend. And then my husband goes away next weekend, so that is going to be a bumper filled weekend of stitching. We go to Ibiza in like less than a month now, and I cannot wait for a week in the sun. It'll be so nice to just, yeah, we haven't been away this year in the sun. We've had a few city breaks. I've been to London twice now, and yeah, we've had a few local sort of breaks near us in some towns, but yeah, we haven't been away in the sun. And by this time we usually have 2 breaks. Last year we had one in April and one in November into the sun, so we're definitely having withdrawal symptoms and seeing everyone go away. But it's almost really nice because everyone will be back and getting into like the, well, not that I'm not in the autumn spirit, because I definitely am, but everyone will be just, you know, getting their just mindset. So it is nice that I'm still like getting out all my winter clothes, but also that we have a week in the sun to just, yeah, that'll be so nice. But anyhow, I am going to go back to work because I start back in like 6 minutes. And yeah, I don't know, I can't decide whether to stitch on my stocking or whether to stitch on Chroma. I don't know. I've made quite a lot of progress on Chroma, so I don't know. But anyhow, I will see you all in 2 weeks, a Tuesday, so please expect me to pop up on your feed on a Tuesday now. And yeah, happy stitching. I'll chat to you then. See ya.